Today, Precarious plays
Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. You know, she doesn't get that much smaller as a ball
Well,
in Metroid Prime.
does she get much smaller as a ball? Like, no, it doesn't. That's like crouching.
I don't know. That's one of the weird things about Metroid in general and Metroid Prime specifically, because I think you just get a better sense of the relative scale.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought that the morph ball was like a little too big.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like for it to be practical, I feel like it should be like... I think that this is like the size of a beach ball, and I think it would be more useful if it was like the size of a soccer ball.
Are these the Ing?
No, these are space pirates.
Oh, what are they doing here?
They crashed, remember? That's why the Whoozy Whatsits were... That's why the Federation troopers were here.
Oh, you can't darken a space pirate.
It's a little sad because they're like not into it.
Oh.
Because they were shooting at the goo.
So they are miserable as well.
Yeah.
Well, eh.
Ow. They are
really
injuring me.
Yeah, they are really taking chunks out. Holy moline.
Well, I don't have
Oh, there's some.
I don't have the thing that you are supposed to use to fight them. Yeah.
Oh.
Because they did a game design. It's like, here's this thing that is effectively a boss because you don't have the power that you really ought to have if you want to beat them handily.
You know what it reminds me of? Like the way that they structure these games. It reminds me of being a craftsperson.
Yeah.
Where like, yeah, you can do pretty much everything with a knife, but it would be really helpful to have a planer, you know?
Yeah.
And then eventually somebody is like, okay, you can have the planer. And it's like, yes, I can make so much stuff now.
The main energy
Except for its destruction.
The main energy controller was built in the Great Temple. 3 subcontrollers were built in the temples of Torvus, Agon, and Sanctuary. They collected the energy of ether, then radiated it over the world to all who needed it. In time, we came to call this precious energy the light of ether. It brought an age of peace and prosperity to the Luminoth.
I like that they're called Luminoth because of the word Lunamoth. Yeah. Have you ever seen a Lunamoth in person?
No, see, that was the piece I was missing. I was not sure what you were talking about. To me, it just sounded like you said the same thing twice.
Lunamoth is a real creature. Luminoth is a real creature.
It's a real space creature.
Yeah. But a Lunamoth is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful creature. And they're kind of rare these days because they're very big. And they don't do super well in more populated places. They're very cool. And they're beautiful sea green. They're just giant moths. And I really like them.
What are you? Industrial solar lenses. Thanks, game.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm getting lazy with my Wiimote. It's starting to sag a little bit.
One of my favorite things about you having a Wiimote for this playthrough is that whenever we pause and you're talking, your gestures translate.
Oh! I was like, what?
The way you're waggling
I can't do it right now.
You can't do it right now because it's not.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
And you were waving the pointer around like a ding dong, you ding dong.
You know, to express yourself.
Here, will it still be funny? Was it ever funny? What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
La-di-da, look at these wasps.
I don't like them. Don't like them.
I like how they look a little fuzzy, but I don't think that's true, but that's how I see them in my mind's eye. They look fuzzy on the chest like the moths.
The ones in Metroid Prime, I still couldn't tell you what they look like because I can't look at them.
Oh.
I know that they're orange or black or yellow or purple.
Wait a second.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on just a second. Can I get back up here without falling down like a jump?
Do they respawn? That's the other question.
Pillbug, okay. Cave-dwelling herbivore.
I was trying to get a moss terrarium happening, and I got some pillbugs to make that more of an enclosed biome. And yeah, this show really is turning into bug facts. Bug facts with Oddette.
Bug facts.
So I wanted a terrarium with moss. Mm-hmm. And I wanted it to be an enclosed system so that I wouldn't have to water it very often because I'm forgetful. And if it doesn't produce tomatoes, I'm probably gonna forget to water it.
Whenever you're dealing with living creatures, whenever they enter the mix, I'm afraid that it transmogrifies from forgetful to neglectful.
Yeah. So I'm neglectful there. Yeah. So in order to mitigate the neglect, but still allow me to have a little moss terrarium, I started trying to find pillbugs because they're really good. This is still a work in progress. And I am not finishing my sentences because it's exciting to me. But have terrarium. Fast? Yes.
Half of this device is in dark ether.
Ew. Okay. So the moss is in the terrarium. The moss likes the moist environment. The moss needs to be damp at all times for it to exist because moss is weird, and just Google it. It's even hard to describe it as a plant because it's a plant but it's not a plant. But anyways, I needed something to eat mold so that it wouldn't get moldy, and those little pill bugs like to eat mold and other icky detritus like this purple cloud here. Oh no. She just casually goes through.
Yeah, that's pretty brave, considering the last time she went through one of these. Basically everything but the various suit got stolen.
Yeah, the body language on that move was inappropriately calm.
Okay, so here we are for the first time, properly in dark ether. So even more so than usual, this game works on a reverse difficulty curve.
Yeah.
Because if I step outside of this bubble, I'll take damage until I get back into a bubble. And it's not a little damage.
Lovely.
And eventually you get ways to mitigate that, you know? But basically this is one of the reasons why Metroid Prime... Oh, right. Some safe zones have to be shot to function. Nullified by Darken. Yes, okay, I remember that. Spoilers, game, spoilers. What was I saying? One of the reasons why this is such an interesting title to me is that it is sort of like the classic idea of, you know, like the hot rooms.
Yeah.
That if you don't have the various suit, you take damage. What if that was the game? And individual rooms could have areas of intense heat.
Yeah, the air is lava. Yeah.
But only some of the time.